Hi guys, welcome back to another Bourbon Santa video. Today we're going to do something fun that has to do with Smokewagon. I have two Smokewagon private barrel, single barrel products that are both 8 years, one from Specs and one from Total Wine Las Vegas. Then I had a very dear friend send me a 12-year store pick. Doesn't say who picked it, but it's a 12-year store pick. Then the same friend sent me a sample of Smokewagon Desert Jewel. I don't have a bottle of this. I want one just to add to my collection, but I don't have one, so I got to go off a sample. So what we're going to do is I have these four set up here blind. 2 8-year store picks, one 12-year store pick, and the Smokewagon Desert Jewel. I'm going to be very curious to see what happens here. And then, just for giggles, I have a glass poured with Smokewagon Uncut Unfiltered that we can use to compare with the winners of this flight. So let's just jump right into this thing. Oh, make sure you like and comment and subscribe. The link to my Patreon and my merch store. Not this shirt. This shirt's not in there. The link to my merch store with my Bourbon Santa shirts and other items. It'll be in the description along with my Patreon link. There's going to be some fun stuff happening in Patreon. Exclusive merch, exclusive cash, and wonderful prizes. So, go check it out. Let's jump right into this thing. Oh my god. That is dark and rich and syrupy and viscous. I'm getting cream and dark fruit, maybe dates. There's a little spice to it, like I'm getting a little rye spice. Oh, that's gorgeous. That is gorgeous nose. Okay, this one's less. This one's a little bit less interesting. It's still beautiful. Still beautiful, but this has so many things happening. This feels lighter and just less going on. It's like buttered cinnamon toast with maybe some sort of jam there too. Maybe strawberry jam. It's lovely. This smells amazing. Smells amazing, but this is just knock your socks off. Ooh. This is a little... this is in between. This has got a lot of amazing stuff happening. It's not quite as boisterous as this one, but it's really kicking. I get the toasted cinnamon bread again. I get the jamminess, but I'm also getting some more of those darker, richer tones, like the dates and the syrup. Not as loud as this, but still there and wonderful. Oh, this one's butterscotchy, and it's got some of those same creamy notes. I don't really get the strawberry on this one. It's more cherry and cherry, butterscotch, honey, dark butterscotch. They're like burnt, crusty butterscotch in a pan. Ooh, these are all real nice. So far on the nose, first place, second place, third place, last place. I'm picking up a little more rye now, having come back to this one. Everything else is still there, but now there's just that rye evergreen note lingering about. Let's taste it. Woo. Second and third wave of cresting palate into finish. You get an initial front palate, and then it's like it immediately hits mid palate, and then the back of the palate, and then into the throat, and then another hug hits you, and the finish is still going. I've got spiciness happening right here in my chest. Whew. That gave me the shivers. That. Ooh. Okay, let's slow it down. The cherry comes, or the strawberry jam comes through. The toast is burnt, like not black, but like not a pale rider. It's the way my dad likes it, like this close to burnt. And the creaminess is so apparent, and the viscous mouthfeel is just amazing, amazing, amazing. Let's keep going. Okay, this one is just, it's distinctly Smokewagon. It's got that char, and it's kind of boring, honestly. That one's a little flat. That one's a little bit boring. This far in, I have this really bad hunch that this is going to be the Desert Jewel. And that's going to make me a little bit depressed. Let's keep going. Oh wow, huge notes, big rye spice in the mouth. The finish on this one doesn't have the like second and third wave like this one did. It's really nice. It's like effervescent. It's all sparkly in my chest right now. The rye stays on the back of the palate for a long time. Ooh. It's so pretty. That it's just a beautiful palette. It's just a beautiful picture. It's a little more rounded off. A little more rounded off than this one is. This one is just hitting you with like this visceral, epic battle going on your palate. Let's go to the last one, and then we'll pick a rank. Oh, man. This one, the nose on this one is really good. That one's prickly like a cactus in your mouth, but not in a bad way. It's got all these flavors attacking you in different directions. I'm pretty sure I know that this one is the Total Wine store pick, because this one was described to me as chocolate, jalapeno, lava cake. And that's the feel it gets you. It's super oily and mouth coating like milk chocolate would be, or melted chocolate. But it's got that prickliness that comes across spicy like jalapeno. And then it's got a little bit of breadiness like the bread of the cake of the lava cake. And the chocolate note that comes across on the palate on this one, off the chain. So now, before I figure out what each of these is, I'm going to have a sip of Uncut Unfiltered. And then I want to rank this in with these and see where this batch, this is a 56.35% alcohol, where this batch ranks in with these. Ooh. It's rye bread. Of course, buttered with some nice, rich, salted butter. I get some fruit, but not big fruit. Not like some of these where I was getting really big, jammy fruit. This is a little drier, a little bit sharper, and a little more in your face. Oh, but man, the palate on Uncut, whew, it throws you around the room. It doesn't throw you around like this. This is violent. That's a violent monster. I get, now on the nose, I'm getting the cinnamon and brown sugar, and it's not super fruity. This one, this Smokewagon Uncut Unfiltered is not super fruity like some of my other ones. I just grabbed one off the shelf. I didn't even pay attention to which one. But dang is it good. That oak char and that heat from aging in Las Vegas for a little while, it really just sets this apart from other bourbons. And really sets it apart as, in my opinion, better than most of the Texas whiskeys that I've tried. There are a couple, Garrison, Balmora, and Balcones single malt, which of course that's a single malt whiskey, not a bourbon. French Oak. Those are two of my favorites. And then Ghost Hill Texas bourbon, I love. That's one of my absolute go-tos for Texas whiskey. But Texas whiskey gets me with that hot, char, over-oaked note that's just a little more than I like. And I get a little hint of that note on the High West stuff, Smokewagon stuff, but it's not as bad as the Texas note that I get, and so I enjoy this a lot more. So, ranking these. This one is going to be in first place. This one is in second. This one is in third. Uncut Unfiltered is in fourth. And this is in fifth place. I have a distinct feeling that I'm about to be very depressed. Let's find out how these fell. C. I think I'm going to be depressed, so I'm going to check it first. The Desert Jewel came in dead last. Third place is D, which is the Specs store pick. Came in third place. Second place is B, which is, the Total Wine store pick, which means first place is this 12-year store pick sample that was sent to me. Yep. Dang. So, Smokewagon store picks, hands down the way to go. This is making me seriously rethink my desire to own a Desert Jewel. I mean, it came in dead last. Desert Jewel is discontinued product. So the only place you're finding it is on secondary, or if you're lucky enough to stumble into some liquor store that still has some hiding on the back of a shelf somewhere. I paid for my picks and my Smokewagons. I haven't paid over $120 with shipping for any of them. $400 for a Desert Jewel is insane. That's insane. Especially when it came in dead last. I would much rather have the private barrels. The private barrels are where it's at. Now, I've heard, I don't know if this is true, but I heard that the private barrel program is going away. Mostly because, of course, all Smokewagon stuff is MGP. And MGP is pulling the plug on some of these programs because they want to get more into putting their own products forward, which I understand. That totally makes sense. And honestly, I would really like Smokewagon to start distilling their own stuff and stop being just a producer blender and really get into distilling their own Las Vegas spirit. I would be totally on board for that. Man, I would move to Las Vegas and go to work for that company. I love their products so much. That being said, this was really interesting to find out. Thank you so much for the samples. Wow. I love Smokewagon. I need to thank my 3 new patrons that I got in the last 24 hours. Eric Grismeyer, Michael Spurgeon, and Brett Wallace. Thank you guys so much for joining Patreon. Go check it out. There's going to be all kinds of cool stuff happening over there. I post exclusive things on Patreon's exclusive little chat board, and we chat back and forth, me and all my patrons. The tiers all have different prizes, rewards, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to shoot a little video right after this explaining the higher end tiers and how those are going to work. And look forward to seeing you guys over there. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.